All right, exam season is here, and that little device in your pocket, it's a total double-edged sword. It can be your absolute best study buddy, or the one thing that completely derails your success. So we're gonna dive into how to tame that distraction and actually make your phone work for you.
It really all boils down to this one simple question. Right now, during exam season, is your phone a friend or a foe? And being honest with yourself here, that could literally be the difference between the grades you want and the grades you end up with.
And this, right here, this is the classic battle, isn't it? We all intend to use our phones for good things. A quick bit of research, watching an educational video. But what actually happens? All too often, it turns into a distraction machine, sucking us into that black hole of endless scrolling and social media. That's the battle we're gonna win.
Okay, so first things first, let's talk about boosting that brain power. Because with just a little bit of digital discipline, you can seriously reclaim your focus, your time, and your memory, which of course all leads to better grades.
Let's kick things off with focus, because this is probably the biggest hurdle for all of us. Every buzz, every notification, every little ping from that phone is basically engineered to yank your attention away from whatever it is you're trying to concentrate on.
But wow, the payoff for getting that focus back is huge. When you can actually create a space without all those interruptions, you start to absorb complex ideas way more efficiently. Your actual attention span gets stronger, and you can just lock in on what really matters, your study materials.
So how do you actually do it? Well, here's a super simple two-step plan. Step 1. Use the Do Not Disturb mode. It is a total game changer. And step 2, and honestly this is the pro move, physically put your phone in a different room. Out of sight, out of mind, right? It just removes that temptation completely.
Okay, next up, time. Come on, you've done this, right? You pick up your phone for just a quick look, and then poof, an hour is just gone. That's study time you can never, ever get back. Mastering your phone is really about mastering your time.
So what happens when you actually wrestle back that control? Well, you get enough time for every subject. You can build a study routine that you can actually follow, and you finally find that perfect healthy balance between hitting the books hard and taking breaks that actually feel refreshing. Okay, let's get a little bit nerdy for a second and talk about what's happening inside your brain. When you're passively scrolling, you're in the state of information overload, but you're retaining almost none of it. On the flip side, active learning, without all those distractions, is what builds strong memories. It leads to deep concentration. That's just how our brains are wired to learn. So how do we actually use this knowledge? 2 really powerful tips here. First, whenever you can, choose a physical book or printed notes over reading on a screen. It's a proven fact. This helps you remember so much more. Second, get hands-on with your learning. Actually handwriting your own summaries forces your brain to process the information and helps lock it in.
This is about so much more than just acing your exams. Seriously, managing your phone use, especially during exam season, is one of the best things you can do for your own well-being and your stress levels.
Look, exams are already a pressure cooker, right? But then you add in that constant connection to social media, and you get this whole other layer of anxiety, comparison, and pressure. It can become a really vicious cycle that's tough to break. But the moment you decide to step back, you're giving your brain a chance to just breathe. You cut down on that anxiety from comparing yourself to everyone else's highlight reel. It just leads to better mental well-being, and you can go into your exams feeling way calmer and more focused. I want you to think about just one number. 1. That's it. A simple rule. No phone for just 1 hour before you go to sleep. It can completely transform your sleep quality. That blue light from the screen really messes with your body's natural rhythm, and protecting your sleep is absolutely essential.
And getting better sleep isn't just about not feeling tired. It directly improves how your brain works. It gives you way more energy for those long study sessions, and this is the big one, it's like hitting the save button in your brain for everything you worked so hard to learn.
And that brings us to maybe the biggest payoff of all, something that goes way, way beyond exams. We're talking about building the incredibly valuable life skill of self-discipline. So, what are we really talking about when we say self-control? Well, it's pretty simple. It's the ability to choose your long-term goals, like, say, acing your exams, over that short-term impulse, that instant little buzz you get from checking your phone. It's about resisting instant gratification.
And here's a quote that just nails it. Every single time you make that choice to study instead of scroll, you're building that self-control muscle. And trust me, that's a skill that will help you in your career, in your relationships, in pretty much every part of your life.
So the big takeaway here is that this isn't just some quick study hack for exam week. Practicing digital discipline builds a core character trait that's going to pay off for years and years to come, long after you've turned in that final exam.
All right, so we've talked a lot about the why. Now let's get super practical. Let's build your action plan with some simple steps you can start using, like today.
Here are 3 super simple things you can do. First, just make Do Not Disturb your best friend while you study. Second, really commit to that 1-hour no phone rule before bed. And third, try a schedule. Study for a solid 2 hours, and then, this is important, reward yourself. Take a 15-minute break to scroll guilt-free. It's about balance, not cutting yourself off completely.
So that's the game plan. By getting a handle on your biggest distraction, you're not just fixing a problem, you're unlocking your own potential. So I'll just leave you with this one final thought. With your focus truly unlocked, what are you actually capable of achieving?